What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to another story time. Thank you guys so much for all the amazing support y'all been giving. I really do appreciate it. Let's keep going strong. Let's keep going with this. And let's get right into this. This one I really wanted to start talking about. I wanted to talk about being tall. Now, I am a tall person. I am 6'3". If you guys do not know, I am a 6'3" male. And we're gonna be talking about the benefits and the cons of being tall. Now, if you're not tall, no shame upon that, but being tall definitely has its pros and cons about it. I think we definitely should get into probably the cons first, about what I think is about it. So the first con that I have that I would tell you guys is people can always see you. It's like you can never hide from anybody. It would be really hard for you to hide unless you're I'm tall and skinny, so I can fit places that other people may not be able to fit. But most of the time it's that they can see you anywhere you go. They knew it's you because you're just tall. And then because I have dreads, most people can always see me. So it's like if you're walking around, say you're walking around the store or something like that, someone can always see you. It was never that they can't see you. They can always see you because you're always over top of everything else. And it just makes it hard for, you to be if you're trying to hide from somebody, or say you're not even trying to hide, you're just trying to not be conspicuous so everybody doesn't see you. It's really hard to do that when you're that tall. Second one that I have for you guys is slouching. Now, I definitely have been practicing on my posture and stuff like that, but slouching is definitely a hard one for tall people. For me personally, is one of those joints of you just naturally, because of how tall you are, you just naturally start bending over your body, and it definitely starts making you feel like you're leaning more, and it's it gives you that slouch in your neck and stuff like that. So usually what I do is you got to push your chest out and keep straighten your back, just so you can get your back, because I'm not gonna lie, when you get when you get older, that's really gonna hurt. But it's the slouching part of it really just gets you everywhere. And now I would say the third one that I have is that it's really hard for you to put on weight. Now, for some people, I would say if you're skinny and you're say you're 6'3" usually, and you're mid-age, say you're 27, usually you could start, because your body's starting to metabolism starting to slow, you could usually do that. But usually when it just comes down to normal stuff, it's usually it's hard to put on weight. I personally eat 4 courses. I eat 4-course meals a day, and I still can't get over my weight. Right now is at 150. I actually been working out for a whole year, so I was actually at 100 pounds last year. Now I'm at 150, but for some reason I just can't push over the 150. I'm eating 4 courses of meals a day, and I would feel I want to throw up sometimes, but I just can't push over it for some reason. I don't know if you guys have that same ability too, but for some reason it just does not allow you to push over there. Now, this con right here is, I would say, more of a funny joke type of thing that most people do. Is you'll get those people who are yo, how's the weather up there? You're gonna get that comment about, I'm not gonna lie, probably 1,000 times in your whole life. You're everywhere you go, you'll always get somebody who's gonna be how's the sky up there? How's the weather? Is it cloudy? You're always gonna get those. Now, it's really funny because, as a tall person, you look down and you're yeah, it's pretty sunny up here, actually, to be honest. I'm over the clouds, so it's actually pretty great. But it's actually a funny thing when people always say that and stuff like that. And as I would say, the last con I say of being tall is if say you're walking around the hallway. When I was in school back then, it used to be where I would walk around the hallway and somebody may kick your knees in. Some of y'all may not know about this, but it used to be a fan thing to do in school where people would come around and they would knee you in the back of your knees and have you buckle. Now, when you're a tall person and someone does that and you buckle, I'm not gonna lie, you feel you about to fall straight to the floor. It's kind of like if you guys haven't watched anime, and I know some people don't, but anime is actually a great one. I think I'm gonna do a story time about that too. But you would see Attack on Titan. There was these titans that are huge, and basically you fall over. I'm not gonna lie, that joint you start falling over you're about to fall on everybody because you're tall. You a tall being, you gonna make a whole space out. Everybody gonna spread away because they gonna be whoa, you got the Eiffel Tower falling on you. But as I would say, that's the last one, as I would say, of cons that I have for that one. If you guys do like what we're talking about here, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want me to talk about other stuff, please put it in the comments. I'm really down to talk about anything. I'd like to hear y'all opinions on different topics that y'all have. Any story times y'all have, I'd like to hear them. So And let's get back actually into this one. Now we're going to talk about the benefits that I've seen with them. The benefits that I would say is one of them is kind of like the opposite of the con that I said, is that you can see over everything. And what I mean that you can see over everything is just like the con is where, like, if you go into a store and you're in like an apartment of like clothing store or anything like that, you could basically see everything. Like everything, you could be like, okay, I see the clothes, I see the cooking stuff, I see the utilities, I can see everything. So basically you're allowed to see, like, say you're looking for, like, say you take your mom out to like the mall or anything like that, and you decide to go out, you can really find her. And to be honest, you can find her and she can probably find you as well, but you could definitely find her before, because you could just see everything. That's definitely a benefit, as I would say, for that one. Another one is definitely that you can reach things that people can't. Now, I usually tend to do that a lot, and I usually, because of how tall I am, I'm usually nice enough to be like, if I see somebody struggling with something, I'm gonna ask them for help. Now, yes, I know some people be like, oh, you shouldn't ask them for help, they didn't ask you. I'm just one of those people. You might as well ask. Like, I'll be like, I may see something and be like, okay, they want some paper towels that are all the way at the top shelf, and I'm like, yeah, they're like 5'6", 5'7". There's nothing wrong with that, but I can reach for them. It's not, as I say, I got the length. You might as well help other people out. So usually I would grab, like, say it's like cereal. You're grabbing cereal for the morning for your people, or you're out with, say, your mom or your family, your sisters, brothers, anybody. You're just like, they're trying to reach this joint. You're like, you know what? I got you. I can just reach for you and grab it, stuff like that. And it's really easy. Like, say you're like, usually I keep my all my vitamins and all that stuff over top of the refrigerator, so you got to grab over the refrigerator and grab it. It's easy for you to grab it and then leave it for somebody else to use later, stuff like that. And then I would say another one is you could see ahead of others, and that's more of like car wise. Like if you're driving a car, and I say usually for me, I have a car and a truck. So usually I would say the truck is more of the thing of like you could see over other people. Like you could see things coming that other people can't. Like say you're walking in Giants and you see a fight down the hallway, or say you're in school, you see a fight in school, you see that little fight over there, you're like, oh shoot, yo bro, I see a fight all the way down the hall, and you could tell your friend who doesn't see it, and they're like, bet, and y'all start running over to the fight. It's real easy to see that. Or say you're walking over and you see a homeless person down the street, you're like, yo bro, I see a homeless person down there, we could probably give him $1 if we have any on us or anything like that. And you just, you can say that. It's actually a benefit of being able to see over people. And to be honest, there's another thing is people respect you. People respect you. Like if you haven't been tall, it's not that they don't disrespect you, but they more, when you're that tall and you start walking around like you have somewhere to be, people respect the way you walk. So they try to respect your boundaries, and they try not to, like, if you're walking straight and you're walking on the right side of their time and they're walking on the right too, but they're going the opposite way, they'll usually move out the way for you, because they're like, okay, he's a tall male, and they want to move for you. So there's definitely some perks and benefits for each one of them. Now, I will say that there's negatives. There's one more negative that I thought about, is that for police officers, you scare them. Like, because my thing is, usually when it comes down to them, usually most police officers that I've met are usually around, you'd say give or take 5'10", 5'11". Usually they're around medium height. So when I, like, as I say, I step out the car or anything like that, you're usually around, I'm 6'3", so when I step out, they're not expecting this huge guy to step out a small vehicle. So if I do step out, they like, oh shoot, he's actually a huge man. So now they have to, like, they're more scared, because you're a tall physical person who can, move them. But I am a person who I would never do that. But usually I try to be more negotiative and all that stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely scares them. You try to definitely defuse the situation when it comes down to stuff like that. But there was no, we do a moral of the story like everybody does, like I do it here. But I don't have a moral of the story, I don't think, for this one. Actually, the moral of the story is, if you are tall, that's great. If you're short, as I say, that's great as well. There's always short kings out here who do amazing things. I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube who are just amazing at what they do. It's like their jobs are just hilarious. I just love the energy that they give, stuff like that, and I want to try to give that same energy. And I do appreciate you guys staying in with me and actually staying on this journey that I have on YouTube and stuff like that. And I hope you guys can keep appreciating that stuff, and we can keep pushing forward, and I can keep pushing out amazing story times for you guys. This one is actually going to be recorded after, or actually before, the one that I'm about to post before this one, and that's because I'm about to go see the John Wick movie today, so I'm going to actually talk to you guys about that one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little Storytime Q&A stuff that we have here. If you guys do have any comments or anything like that, just put them in the comment sections. You have any story times that you may want me to say over again or do different ones about, just tell me, and I got you guys. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.